Hey, baby.
You're such an ass.
And you love it.
Hello guys, and welcome to another MK Mobile character review, today featuring Kold War Sonya. As usual guys, please note the date when this video has been recorded, because a lot of things may have changed since then, and if you're not familiar with the matrix I'm using in order to evaluate characters, you can find it on the top right corner of the screen. So without any further ado, let us put Kold War Sonya to the test. Kold War Sonya, guys, was released on the 8th of September 2015, and her original price in the old store was 370 souls. Yes, she's one of the oldest characters in the game, and long time ago she was a gold character, but after update 2.0, alongside with many others, she got promoted to diamond, which was one of the worst things that ever happened to her, but I'm going to get into details about that on later stage in the video. Now it is time to take a look at her stats. Her attack is 44,982, which is the 24th highest in the game. The hit points, they are 105,984 and they rank 9th. The toughness is 44,982 and this is the 18th highest in the game. And the recovery is, attention, 44,982, which is the 19th highest in MK Mobile. The power generation is very disappointing for a diamond character, only 100%. So for her stats, Kold War Sonya is going to get 19.1 out of 28 possible points. Special 1 of Kold War Sonya, guys, is one of those special abilities that you almost never use, except when you don't have any other available option. So let's get into details. First of all, this special attack can be completely blocked by the opponent. It doesn't have any buff or debuff, unfortunately. It can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 2 mini hits, and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as mini game. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the ability is 17,070, which is the 35th highest in the game, and the maximum damage is 34,141, which ranks 32nd. Once again, let's repeat the properties of the ability. It can be completely blocked by the opponent, it doesn't have any buff or debuff, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 2 mini attacks, and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as mini game. So for her special 1, Kold War Sonya is going to get only 6.3 out of 13 possible points. For the Motherland, this is the name of Sonya's special 2, and this is the trademark, or in other words, the bread and butter of the character. So let's get into details. First of all, like her special 1, this ability is completely blockable. It has actually 2 debuffs. The first one is power drain, however, it also gives you chance for eventual ice shield, which is pretty awesome. And in Sonya's case, and actually in any of her Cold War teammates' case, the chance is pretty solid. So I'll be giving some extra points here. And actually, speaking of the debuffs and the buffs of this ability, I feel obliged to mention that unfortunately for Sonya, the fact that her special 2 has 8 mini hits kind of kills, partially kills the power drain effect of the special attack, because it is true that she actually takes away power, but in the process of delivering the damage of the special 2, she actually gives power to the enemy. So at the end of the day, the power drain of her special attack isn't that solid. But not everything is that bad about this special attack. The ability can be cast from distance, it is lethal, and it has one of the easiest minigames in MK Mobile, if not the easiest, the multi-tap circle. When it comes to damage, the damage of the ability is 46,090, which is the 24th highest in MK Mobile, and the maximum damage is 88,766, which ranks 27th. Once again, let's repeat the properties of the special attack. It can be blocked by the opponent, it has 1 debuff, power drain, and 1 buff, which is the ice shield. It can be cast from distance without any issues, it is lethal, it consists of 8 mini hits, and it has the multi-tap circle as mini game. So for her special 2, Kold War Sonya is going to get the solid 14.7 out of 19 possible points. Special Forces, this is the name of X-Ray of Sonya. Basically what you need to know about it is that first it has Power Drain as buff, as actually the buff, which is probably the worst thing to have on an X-Ray, but it is what it is. And this is a very good example of some flaws that my Matrix has, because let's face it guys, Power Drain, like a debuff on an X-Ray, is not really the greatest debuff in the world, but it is what it is. I have to stick with the Matrix. In addition, the X-Ray can be cast from distance, which is quite cool. When it comes to damage, the damage of the ability is 104,130, which is the 37th highest in the game. So let's repeat the properties of the X-Ray once again. The ability has Power Drain as debuff and it can be cast from distance. So for her X-Ray, Kold War Sonya is going to get 3.7 out of 4 possible points, and the total amount of points she gets for her special attacks adds up to 24.7 out of 36 possible. The basic attacks of Kold War Sonya, guys, are not really that great. She doesn't push opponents back if they're blocking, and that's really unfortunate. She has kind of slow recovery speed, kind of slow punching speed, but probably the worst part about her basic attacks is that they don't set the stage for her special 2 in the best possible way. After one of her combo enders, her special 2 works, but there is also chance that the enemy will block it. After the other combo ender, the special 2 will always fail if you activate it immediately after the combo ender. It is like she cannot hit a lying enemy with her AK-47. She just cannot hit him or her, unfortunately. So with all that said guys, Sonya requires block breakers. Without block breakers she isn't really that great, so if you want to use her actively in a team, definitely give her block breakers. So I'll be giving her 7 out of 10 possible points for her basic attacks. Okay guys, we got to the most interesting part of this review. I'm saying this because I have to speak a lot here. But before I get to my personal opinion of the passive, I want to read it for you guys. The passive of Sonya is called Blizzard Skin, and here it is what it does. Each team member starts encased in ice armor that reduces 90% damage of special attack or X-ray fatal blow for 8 seconds. Cold War characters have no time limit on ice armor. All Cold War teammates have a 60% chance to gain ice armor on special attack too. Guys, I hate this passive, and I hate it because Cold War Sonya Blade used to be my absolutely favorite character in the game. I still remember the times when there was no quest mode and you could literally farm something like 18 to 20 souls a day, and I was saving all my souls in order to unlock another fusion of Sonya in the store when she was available there for 360. I believe that was her price tag. And back then Cold War Sonya was one of the greatest gold characters. She could literally fit in any team in the game. She was especially good, guys, with Assassin Jade, because if Assassin Jade evades, she would still keep the shield. And that was incredibly good duo. And not only Assassin Jade, Cold War Sonya was great with any team. She was probably in top 5, if not top 3 best golds in the game, if not best characters in the games. So what happened? Update 2.0 happened and it destroyed her passive. Guys, this is the manifestation of badly designed and reworked passive. It wasn't badly designed, it was badly reworked. What they did is that they took a gold character that was as good as Diamond and they turned him into a Diamond and they nerfed his, actually her passive in the process. I can never forgive that because right now Sonya's passive is almost useless outside of a Cold War team. I'm saying almost useless because now, credits due, after survival mode was implemented, her passive isn't that useless anymore because still it can save your start in the beginning of the game from being destroyed by Circle of Shadow Liu Kang. Before survival mode, her passive was worthless outside of a Cold War team. And this is what troubles me. Before the update 2.0, when she was gold, her passive was better. Now, after day 2.0, her passive is worse, but she is diamond. It doesn't make any sense. Just it doesn't. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't want to give this passive like a really bad grade. Though if I was doing this review before update 3.0, I would do that. But still, her passive is good. What drives me nuts is that it was 10 times better, definitely 10 times better, but they decided to nerf it for some weird reason. So I'll be giving 16.9 out of 20 possible points. Sonya is just a Spec Ops character, so she gets 1 point for classes and 0 points for tagging attack. Okay guys, it is time to answer the most important question: is Kold War Sonya a good character? So let's take a look at the bigger picture, shall we? First of all, she has kind of disappointing stats for a diamond. I mean, they aren't really horrible, but definitely not the greatest stats for a diamond. She has some good health and basically that's it. In addition, her special attacks are decent. Again, no buff or debuff on her special 1, 1 guaranteed debuff and 1 eventual buff on her special 2, and close to useless debuff on her X-ray. Good thing is that all of her special attacks can be cast from distance. Her basic attacks are not great, unfortunately, and the thing that drives me crazy is that her combo enders don't really work pretty great with her special 2, which is her main weapon, and that's really disappointing. With all that said, how many points should I give Kold War Sonya? The answer, guys, is pretty clear: 0. I won't be giving this character any points, and this is really sad for me to say, because once again, probably 3 years ago, she was by far my favorite character in the game. She was very useful, she was the first gold challenge card that I maxed from the old store, but ever since update 2.0 what they did is they turned one great gold and turned her into a useless diamond. Let's call it this way: she is only useful in a Cold War team, with exception for some survival mode cases where she can save your starter from a Circle of Shadow Liu Kang. But let's face it, there are so many better items and characters that can serve better protective role compared to Sonya. So yeah, very disappointing. Another thing that bugs me is that Sonya is probably the greatest female thing in Mortal Kombat, probably together with Mileena and Kitana. And for some reason, Sonya just has 1 diamond, while Scarlet has 3, Jade has 3, and I don't feel that this is fair. And on top of that, Sonya is not even a real diamond. I mean, she is, but in the beginning she was gold, so all they did is change the coloring, they changed the frame of the character card, and that's it. And they even nerfed her passive in the process, so I don't consider Sonya as a genuine diamond. She isn't, she's just a fake diamond, let's call it this way. So there are no further words for me to express my disappointment, guys, so once again 0 points when it comes to my subjective ones, and with my 0 points she's going to score 69.7, and we can label her as a very good character. On our current standings, she is ranked 43rd, just above Classic Ermac and just below Vampirus Mileena. Final verdict for Kold War Sonya is going to be a very good character. Okay guys, we got to the gameplay. Now, if you're asking me whether Kold War Sonya should be your starter, especially if you are running, Cold War team, definitely my answer should be no. I think that both Sub-Zero and Scorpion will perform better as your opener, so please do not use Sonya as your starter. When it comes to the characters that she counters, I would say that she's pretty great against Circle of Shadow Liu Kang. Because it doesn't matter whether he starts with 2 or 3 bars of power, you're going to have shield, so you're going to soak the damage without being hurt. With that said, she's also good against basically any X-ray teams, and as you know that teams are usually consisted of 1 key player inside, such as for example Hellspawn Scorpion, such as Circle of Shadow Kung Lao, and so on and so on. So Sonya kind of counters those. And when it comes to the characters that counter her, those should be the characters that will break shields, such as Heavy Weapons Jax and Classic Sonya. Okay guys, we got to the best equipment for Sonya. Now, in my eyes, this character should be only played as a support. The only time when you have to actively use her is when she has 2 bars of power, so she can tag in, do special 2, and then tag out again back to safety. In general, she is not the greatest fighter in the world, and she excels in only 1 team, So in this one team, her role is to be the support, so the equipment doesn't really matter. I would usually give her some equipment that will help the other two characters in your team, such as, for example, Shadow Sash, and any other equipment that can somehow affect the other two guys on the team. And of course, if you insist on using Sonya as your fighter, then giving her tower equipment will be pretty great, because it gives her block breaker. Also, it gives her chance to stun on combo ender, which is pretty good. And here we are, guys, we got to the easiest part of the review. I'm saying this is the easiest part of the review because let's face it, Kold War Sonya should be used only in a Cold War team. Basically, this is the place where she shines. Outside of a Cold War team, she's close to useless, except for the case when you can use her even in Fusion 0 in survival mode, so that she can eventually save your opponent, whoever he is, from eventual stun and special 1 special 2 coming from Circle of Shadow Liu Kang. Okay guys, Kold War Sonya, what do you think of her? Do you like her? Do you dislike her? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, she scored 69.7 on our scale, so we label her as a very good character. As usual guys, if you want to see more reviews, you can find the playlist on the top right corner of the screen. And if you want to know which is the next on-demand review coming in, probably next week, please join our Discord. See you next time guys. Take care and stay safe.
Get with the program, kiddo.
Well done.
Perfect.